The person wasn't weird. I mean, nothing negative about the person. It was just weird for me. It was a 320 number that I didn't recognize. But I've got some things going on right now where people have been calling me and asking me for information that I need to send to them. And I don't always recognize those phone numbers either. So I've been answering 320 numbers that I don't know. So I answer this one. And I'm gonna slow it down a little bit because I'm gonna be careful about this. I don't want to out anybody and anything like that. I answer the phone call, and it is the family member of someone I used to know.
Okay.
And it was so heartbreaking. It was so sad because this person was busted up. They were very upset about the person I used to know. You could tell they really weren't in communication. And Stop Big Shroon says, holy fuck, get on with it. I want you to appreciate, I have to be very, very careful with how I put this. So it's going to, if it's going to bother you that this is going to be a little long-winded and slow, maybe mute or come back. I don't know, because I'm going to be thorough and careful with this one. I get the phone call. It's a family member of someone I used to know, and they're asking me for information. They're asking me for, what do I know and blah, blah, blah. And unfortunately, I had to, and they're asking like very passionately. And I have to tell them, I'm like, look, I know probably less than you do. Like, you understand I'm a spectator in this whole thing now. Like, I'm like everybody else. I'm in the peanut gallery. I'm speculating.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, if it's anything after April 15th or whatever it is, I know as well as you do. And it was really sad. So I'm guessing that there's not regular communication because I should be the last person this person is contacting. So my theory was for them to be contacting me that it has to be desperate, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. And also they're calling and I'm like, I'm also in the back of my mind keeping up. I'm being set up here. I'm being set up to do something fucky or I'm just going to, I don't want to I wish I could help you. I really do, but I'm also not going to be a sucker. I got my own fucking problems. I wish you the best. I'm very sorry for what you're going through, and I hope this gets situated. I gave them ideas of other people they could talk to that might know more and might be a better sympathetic ear. I told them, I said, not that there are sides or anything like that. I go, but I'm not really on your team here on this. I'm not against you, but like, I'm not an ally in all this. I'm out. Like you might as well be talking to some random off the street because I don't know anything, So, just a really sad phone call to get, to know
and
that.
Then they wanted me to freaking change my car warranty.
That was the other thing. Then they tell me about this princess that they've got. They switched gears. And they said, if I just give them my social security number and my debit card, that they'll be able to reward me with all of this money.
It's $2,000 up front, but it's like $5 million on the back.
Fucking
so
crazy.
You aren't even gonna feel that.
Yeah.
It's a mosquito bite, dude.
Yeah. So I'll let you guys know probably by Friday's show how much money I got from that whole deal. Anonymous says, imagine if it was the Ralpha male calling Aaron. Nick told me it was okay to dox you. It's all Nick's fault. Can you get rid of my warrant, bish? I can't do it. I wish I could do a better Ralph, but I can't. Stop Big Shroon says, do it. It's real. It's easy money. See, that's what I thought. McBuster says, Melton is really scared. He can't stop trying to get lawyers on his side to tell him what he wants to hear. The cope is glorious. I got sent some things on that too. And let's just say that got submitted. Just these guys can't shut the fuck up.
Oh.
And that's coming from me. I'm like, guys, shh. Don't say things like the cops are fucking lazy, the cops are dumb, the cops don't care, especially after you've said, sure, a crime was committed, sure, something wrong was done, but the cops are fucking dumb and lazy. They're not going to do anything. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You guys, you know these things, especially on the internet, they can record.
Yeah. And then someone sent me a thing where they're like, yeah, Melton's clearly lying and fabricating numbers to like show he's trying to say you were never number one in radio. and he's like showing this piece of paper, and he says it's ratings, and the thing says Steel Toe Morning Show on it, and he goes, here's where he is. Guys, I have bad news. Couple of things to tell you Melton's lying. I'll show you what a ratings sheet looks like. You cannot get the Nielsen ratings for day parts unless you pay.
Right.
You have to pay Nielsen. And it's like something like $7,000-8,000 a survey, which there's 2 a year in St. Cloud. So it's about 15, 20 grand a year to get these numbers. Number two, there is no the ratings you can see online are 12 plus, ages 12 plus, 6 a.m. to midnight. You can't get morning day part numbers. You also can't get different demographic numbers unless you pay for the ratings. And if it's a real ratings chart, it won't say Steel Toe Morning Show. It will say the radio station. It will say WHMH-FM. So Melton is so desperate. I mean, it's I'm not going to sit here and say it's sad watching him fall apart. It's fucking glorious. I'm enjoying it because it's me being right again. It's me saying, guys, you don't have to do anything to this guy. Just leave him alone. He'll fall apart on his own, and that's what he's been doing these last couple months. But yeah, if you show ratings, second of all, if he was showing real ratings, you would get an email from Nielsen, because I've done it before, and they'll say, yeah, you're going to fucking stop doing that because you haven't paid for
paid
those.
For.
Yeah, you actually can't show those.
Right.
Publicly. Or Nielsen, I know because I've showed them publicly on a show before, and boy did I get
in trouble.
Oh boy! Not only did I get an email from Nielsen, Gary got an email from Nielsen. I got a fucking ass chewing. They're like, "Don't fucking show that," because I posted them, and I didn't know you couldn't post them. The whole reason you pay for them is because it's supposed to be between you and advertisers. That's it.
Right.
You and advertisers get to see them. Nobody else gets to see them. You can talk about them. You can discuss them. You cannot take the Nielsen documents and post them. You will get in a fuckload of trouble, as I found out. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I know Corn Diff's upset that I busted his boy's lie, but guys, I'm sorry if you're a Patrick fan. He lies all the time. If his mouth is moving, he's lying. He can't help himself. Corn Diff says, surely you have one of those rating charts from back then. Could you show us? I bet somewhere. Probably on my old...
Can you show an old one that's no longer
relevant?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, if Nielsen gets pissed at me now, what can they do?
Right.
But I would say probably my old laptop. I have one because I have my old advertising packages in there. And a lot of those have the ratings. But as far as, this computer's pretty new. I know that men 18 to 34, we had 30 shares. That was fucking insane. 30% of men 18 to 34 that were listening to the radio in the morning were listening to Steel Toe. And those are just Nielsen numbers. I think that number was probably closer to 50% in reality.
Mm-hmm.
Men 18 to 49, it was like a 22 share. When we hit number 1, 12 plus in the mornings, that was fun. And remember, we would have been number 1, 12 plus in the mornings earlier, but we were on from 5 to 9. And Morgan's 9 to 10 o'clock hour sucked so much shit that it dragged our 4-hour average down because the morning day part is 6 to 10.
Right.
And we had 5 to 9. So I remember how fucking pissed Morgan was when we went to Gary and we went, look, move the show 5:30 to 10 a.m. and we'll put on 30 seconds of the previous show's best, or 30 minutes of the previous day's best of on at 5. So 5 to 5:30, you'll still have Steel Toe. 5:30, we'll go live and we'll go till 10. First book, we went to 10. We went to number 1, 12 plus.